Okay, we're live here. We hurry and connect to Facebook while the Chiefs have 2 seconds left on the clock. 4th and 11. Hey, what the heck? They're going for it. All right, got Facebook connected. I got the sound off right now, so I'm not 100% what they're saying here, but Zach, right now we got a 6-6 tie, 4th and 11. Chiefs, some kind of a Hail Mary. Mahomes has the arm for it. Benito jumped. Oh, man. This has been, Zach, we've come to expect a lot of penalties in a Bronco game, but even this, I haven't expected this number. The Chiefs are getting a fair amount.
Don't forget the Chiefs are 4-0 all-time with Adrian Hill as the referee, but I got to be honest, I think the officiating is way too involved on both sides, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, the only one I could say that's really been questionable to Denver's detriment was that early whistle on Jalil. But otherwise, I think it's been even what you just said, despite what you just said, the truth of it. So far, it's been, I think, pretty even killed, but still too many. Let them play.
That spot was terrible, though, Chad. Bo had that first down. I thought Sean
Yeah.
Payton should have went for it, but Bo picked that up, man.
Sack on the blitz. All right.
Nice.
All right, so
Halftime.
Jaquan McMillan gets the half-ending sack. We're all tied up. Welcome in, everybody, to the halftime edition, halftime reaction, Mile High Huddle podcast. I'm Chad Jensen. That's Zack Kelberman. Zach, 6-6 so far. What are you seeing in this game?
We just talked about the officiating. First and foremost, though, I want to give the Broncos credit, Chad, to be without their reigning defensive player of the year, the NFL's fifth leading rusher. They're starting inside linebacker. They're starting left guard. Jonah Ellis, Nate Atkins, to be a 6-6 game and to come out with that much fight. This, to me, it showed from a tempo standpoint and energy standpoint, we got the good Broncos today. We always talk about Jekyll and Hyde. It looks like we got Jekyll and not Hyde. But as I told you before the show, it seems like the Broncos should have been up by at least 4 points, maybe even 2 scores. They really are controlling this game. The defense is Super Bowl caliber. The offense is right there. If they could just get it into the end zone, I like the way they're shaping up here.
Yeah, it's a game, baby. It's a game, and at this stage, against a desperate Chiefs team, that's all you can really ask for. Bo Nix, Zach he looked a little bit better early in the scripted portion of the game plan, but once again, he's starting to look a little bit skittish. Lucky on that last Bronco possession, he didn't get picked off. But, I take it back. There is one play, Zach, and that's the Riley Moss. So basically gifted the Chiefs 3 points, the Riley Moss PI. And you can see, if you're the Broncos, if you're Vance Joseph, you can see that, hey, that's one of their strategies in this game is they're going to try and stretch vertically. Hey, it's all right. Mahomes is being coached saying, hey, just put air under it. We got fast guys. Hopefully they'll get to it. If not, we're hoping for that PI because Riley Moss, we love him. He's great at what he does, but he is grabby.
And he did get some jersey on that. I'm just going to be fair about it. I don't know if that was PI. You could have called holding or illegal contact or whatever, but them's the breaks, Chad. But the spot on the Bo run, Nick Benito, by the way, has been held about 10 times. None of that's been called. I know we talk about the Chiefs and the officiating all the time. How about the McLaughlin spot? I think it was on the run back, or I forget what play it was. They marked him out when I don't think he was out. So there's ticky-tack plays that have worked in Denver's disadvantage, but I think they're playing well enough where they can overcome the zebras and also Patrick Mahomes and company.
Hey, Darren, good to see you on X, bud. Thanks for being with us. Let's just keep in mind that Riley Moss did go 2 straight games, 0 penalties. He whistled past the graveyard after Pat Surtain said what he said. I think that did get back to the officials for what it's worth. Thanks for being with us. David Youngkin, win or lose, Denver's still first in the West. Mblex, what an absolutely terrible spot the refs gave Nix on that run.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was also like, Nix, why are you giving up the way he did? Like, power through, dude. You're a big, strong guy. Like, as soon as he got to a little bit of resistance, he kind of just fell down thinking he had the yardage. That's why he kind of misjudged, I think, Zach, how much ground he'd covered. And so he's like, I'll just fall down. But no, you had to push forward, dude. You needed at least another half foot to be sure. I agree with you. It looks like he got it. If it's outside of the 2 minutes, Sean Payton probably challenges that spot, but inside the 2 minutes, you can't.
No, you're right. It looked like he picked a poor lane on that scramble, Chad, and it's a small nit to pick, but the refs should have given him the spot, and I think Sean Payton should have went for it. I think the momentum was in their favor. You're facing Kansas City. You have to go for the kill shot. You can't set up for field goals against Mahomes
Dylan, yep, Benito getting held
constantly.
consistently, and it's eventually going to pay off. Eventually, his protestations, I think, will reach these refs, but they're kind of blind to it because it is, after all, Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Lewis, a dear member. Once again, this offense can't get in sync, but credit the defense, and that's one of the problems here. Is man, you had 2 red zone possessions. You should be 14 points on the board right now. And that, I hope, I'm touching wood as I say this, doesn't come back to haunt them. But Zach, such a bummer, that tip pass that would have been a touchdown on that
Yeah.
3rd down. And man, it's like you gotta figure that out. But way too many. Right wing in the house with the super. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Go Broncos. Thank you, pal. We love you too, and the support means the world to us on these halftime streams and at any stream. So thank you, big dog. But so far, Zach, on the day, and hey, Ron, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you, my brother. Bo Nix today, Zach, he's 10 of 15, 80 yards, rating of 79.9. Both defenses are playing really well. Pat Mahomes, 17 of 24, 125 yards, rating of 82.8. And kind of curious, Zach, that on the very first possession, but the Broncos have only surrendered 11 sacks. And remember, one of those sacks was a Cortland Sutton 3rd and 1. Hey, let's throw it. And he's going to run and be a quarterback. And, oh, it's not there. So he just takes the tackle. That counts as a sack. So Bo Nix, Zach, entering this game, had only been sacked 10 times through 10 games. He gets sacked twice on the opening possession. What that tells me really quick, one of the points of emphasis, I talked about this yesterday, is Bo Nix, he's so hyper-focused on avoiding the sack, which is a good thing, that sometimes he doesn't allow enough time for things to develop, stay in the pocket, and deliver. And I think that over the 10-day break was a big point of emphasis, and you saw it, unfortunately, in that first drive pan out against the Broncos.
What do they say when you're driving, Chad? If you stare at the tree in front of you, you're going to end up crashing into the tree in front of you. It's a mental thing, I think. If you think about it too much, if you press too much, you're gonna falter. It's like thinking about breathing, manually breathing. Not to make this podcast weird or anything, but as we say every week, also Bo Nix's stats would look a lot better if certain receivers could catch the freaking football. Troy Franklin, I'm looking at you. And again, you harken back to what Sean Payton said at the trade deadline. We're good with who we have at receiver. Okay, you want to talk about Pat Bryant, get him involved, fine. Where has he been since the first couple drives? I want to see more Pat Bryant, less Troy Franklin.
Troy dropped that dime, dude. That's another thing. I mean, they still ended up getting that far on the field. They got into the red zone, so it didn't completely cost them. But nevertheless, like, come on, Troy Franklin. The Broncos are now 2 of 16 when targeting Troy Franklin beyond 20 yards. Oof. Jordan Mall, what's up, buddy? Thank you. Drop the ball. Petey, take a lap. I know. The old man's in the house. What's up? Shout out to my dad, Mark. What's up, dude? Where is the offense? Where is the offense, Zach?
It's hiding until the fourth quarter.
We shall see. Exactly. That's the hope, Pop. We'll see. Shannon Mills, thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for the super.
Thank
the
you,
offensive holding by the Chiefs has been offensive. Sutton and Bryant should be targeted more in the second half. Bo looks better. Still confident. I agree, Zach. He's still confident the Broncos get the dub. I agree. Bo has looked better, but it still hasn't quite been good enough.
No, those numbers on its face are not going to be enough to beat the Chiefs. But again, if certain things would break a different way, if he gets the spot or Franklin can catch the football, you're talking about a different score right now, potentially.
Mailman Ossendorf, superstar in the house.
Thank you.
Catch the ball, Franklin. Holding on both KC tackles every play. Great work defense. Offense needs to establish the run and catch the effing ball. Yeah, I mean, Harvey still looks a little bit disjointed on his carries, what he's seeing, like his vision. But Jalil, just like I surmised yesterday, I had a feeling that he was going to go from the bench to number 2. Like he was basically taking over the Harvey gig while Bidet would remain that third down guy that Sean Payton loves him in that role for whatever reason. And I'm saying, hey, keep giving it to Harvey, but let's get McLaughlin, continue to involve him. He looks like a guy, Zach, dying to make a play.
Yeah, and Mailman's correct here about Troy Franklin hanging onto the ball and the Broncos if they're playing extremely good defense. But let's give them a little credit for playing their first game without J.K. Dobbins. They're basically reshuffling their whole identity on offense without their leading rusher. So I'll give them a little grace with Harvey, but no grace with Troy Franklin. We've been saying it every week. Squeeze the freaking football, Troy. It's your only job.
C. Dickens in the house. What's up? Franklin sees no time on any other team. I don't know about that, but there's just, I don't know. Everything still seems kind of hard for Troy. Like they're really trying to force him being the wide receiver two ascension guy. Hasn't really panned out. He's had his moments this year, though. I don't want to take it away. He's made some big plays for this team throughout the season, but the consistency, Zach, and especially his hands, that was one of the things we wanted to see improvement. Vertical stuff as a rookie, the whole tracking the ball over the shoulder thing, we saw it jump up and bite us today.
Yeah, I don't know if Bo Nix wasn't the Broncos quarterback, if they would have drafted Troy Franklin as high or at all. And that connection at Oregon was lethal. It really hasn't translated to the NFL level. It's sad, but you got to do what's best for your team. And I think Pat Bryant in that role, or even Marvin Mims as the number 2 right now, would be more beneficial for the Broncos.
Tanner, for what it's worth, I agree with you. Mims needs to be on the field way more. I said yesterday that he's my X factor. I just had a sneaking suspicion that the 2 games that he missed with a concussion, Zach, that similarly, he's a guy dying to make a play, and just his absence has been felt, not just on specials, but on offense. And we need to see more of Marvin Mims because he's a guy who can stretch it. And guess what? You can count on his hands. He'll catch the ball.
Yeah. And he can track it with the best of them. He's basically a much better version right now of Troy Franklin. So I'd rather, again, like I just said, make him the number 2 and give him Troy Franklin's job and responsibilities.
Uh, the legend himself. How about no calls on holding and the drop passes? Yes, that has been a theme. The drops continue to plague the Broncos. Like again, the Troy Franklin deal, but they got to bounce back, Zach. They can if they can hold the Chiefs on this opening possession to open the third quarter. It's still a game, and I still like the Broncos' chances.
Yeah, nothing against the Broncos, though. Nothing against Vance Joseph. I've been lauding him all year. I'll laud him today. He's been playing or coaching excellent. The Broncos defense is playing excellent. But it's only a matter of time, I feel, before KC finally gets into the end zone, before they finally find their groove. And will the Broncos offense match, or will it be too late? They can't wait until the fourth quarter, Chad, with their backs against the wall potentially to get it going. Not today.
In case you guys missed it, yes, today the Chargers were utterly blown out, shockingly, by the Jags. And so Jaron Washington's pointing out, since the Chargers lost, if we did lose this game, we'd be in first place still, so it doesn't change anything. I hope we win, just so that we don't hear Nick Wright's big mouth. Yeah, that's all true, okay? But listen, you want that game on Christmas Day to be less meaningful for the Chiefs because – man, if you send them home losers today, they're at 500. And they're, as I think the broadcast did a good job pointing out, Zach, they are 2 games behind the 7th seed. Like they are on the outside looking in from a pretty good margin. Casey, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Legendary superstar saying, Bo Nix is balling. Defense is elite. Troy sucks. Get him off the field. That's my super chat. I know. Let's just replace the routes Troy's running, Zach, with Marvin Mims and let the chips fall. As far as the deep stuff underneath, hey, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, here's the irony. We're about out of time, but the Chiefs run zone. I couldn't tell you exactly what they're running today, but they went into this game, Zach, running zone 70% of the time. I think that's why you've seen so much going Troy Franklin's way early, because Troy Franklin has thrived in zone coverage, but hasn't panned out today.
It just seemed like to me that Pat Bryant was a part of the script in the first quarter. And then once the script was over, as you talked about at the beginning of the show, Chad, the Broncos offense has looked discombobulated. Where's Pat Bryant been? Thank you for that, Super Casey. And to your point a second ago, Chad, about the importance of this game, according to next gen stats, this was yesterday, the Broncos would have a 70% chance of winning the AFC West if they beat the Chiefs today. Those odds would fall to 35% if they lose. Just to give you an idea of the stakes and the importance of this one.
And if you're the Broncos, you want the satisfaction, not just the satisfaction, but somewhat the safety of doing that to the Chiefs, man. Like, you want this to be your year to win the division. This is your chance to really sustain the separation you have currently with Kansas City.
And you don't want to back into the postseason or back into a division crown. That's the criticism the Broncos got last year. You want to do it the hard way. The hard way is beating Kansas City, preferably sweeping them and taking control of the division as it should be and as it should have been 10 years ago.
Pearl's wearing her Bo t-shirt. Awesome. Feels like, hey, I didn't realize Tony Romo was such a KC
Oh,
homer.
God.
LOL. Yeah, that's been triggering Zach big time on X today.
Jeez, man. When it's a flag against the Broncos, it's, yeah, you can't do that. When it's a flag against Kansas City, it's, I don't know about that one, GM. And it's just the bias for Mahomes and the Chiefs is just very, very grating.
All right, guys, we got the action back again, and the Chiefs returned it to about 32, maybe the 33. Thank you, Ossendorf. 2 super chats at
Thank
the
you, man.
halftime. Hope to see you in the gut reaction. Zach and I, of course, will be going live at the final gun for the gut reaction to Broncos Chiefs. Let's go, Broncos. They've done the work. They can win this. Let's go.
Let's go, Broncos.